breaking news, Vontaze Burfict has been suspended by the NFL, and he will miss the remainder of the 2019 season. The linebacking core for the Oakland Raiders right now, looking pretty thin. So what I wanted to do is put out 5 linebackers who could replace Vontaze Burfict this season. The first name on my list is a player who used to be a Raider. It's Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall was a surprise cut, I think, for just about everyone when it got released. I mean, I know I was surprised. I mean, Brandon Marshall was supposed to be a starter next to Vontaze Burfict. Now, the reason why he was released, I think, was because he's been dealing with an injury. He's also put out on social media that he's good to go. But it's one of those things. He's a free agent. What else do you expect him to do? He does remain unsigned, and he knows the defense. Vontaze knows the defense of the Oakland Raiders. So this is what he's done the last 4 years. I'm not asking for the 100-tackle Brandon Marshall, because I don't know if that exists. But if you follow trends, just saying, 2019, 100 tackles. But I at least want a player who I do believe knows this defense. If you spend an entire offseason with the team, God, I would hope that you know the defense, right? So what we did here is we're going to throw Brandon Marshall. This is what the depth chart would look like right now with Marshall, because we need help. We have only 5 linebackers right now. You put Morrow at the weak side linebacker. You got Brandon Marshall in the middle, and then Whitehead. Whitehead continues to be the leader of this defense. And if we can maybe get Marshall, and then we can get Allen and Phillips and Wilbur to fill in the patches here, at the end of the day, you cannot just have 5 linebackers on your team. We're just way too thin. Injuries are going to happen, and apparently, you never know. Players might get suspended for the entire year. So should the Raiders sign a linebacker, Y for yes or N for no? Vontaze Burfict has been suspended for the entire 2019 season, and including the playoffs. He will appeal, but if that appeal doesn't go so well, the Raiders are going to be very thin at linebacker. So should the Raiders sign a linebacker, type Y for yes, or I want you guys to type N for no. Should the Raiders sign a linebacker, type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know in the comments section. I'm always curious what you guys have to say. Seeing some WTFs, seeing some Ys. Somebody said blows. Hell yeah, we need to sign a linebacker. Eduardo, I agree with you. Make sure you guys continue to get those comments flowing in here. Should the Raiders sign a linebacker, type Y for yes and type N for no. There's a big game coming up this week against the Chicago Bears in London. And go to BetDSI, use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. If you put down $50, you'll get $60 for free. If you put down $100, you get $120 for free. You want to be a big baller? You want to really impress me? Don't DM me that, but DM me the fact that you can put down $500 and get $600 for free at BetDSI. They've hooked us up with the best deal out there. You will not find another betting site that will give you 120%. That one's for Chucky heads. And if you get started with BetDSI, I'll get you a free shirt from Raider Nation store. Free money, bet on the Raiders, free clothing. What more do you want from me? Maybe a linebacker replacement for Vontaze Burfict. Let's get back into it. Jason Cabinda, a familiar face, right? So currently, he is on the Lions practice squad. That's why you see the Lions logo back there. And between you and me, I want a linebacker that takes pictures like this because that's horrifying. Let's get him back in silver and black. So he played several games for the Raiders in 2018. He was asked to step up. I like Jason Cabinda a lot, a UDFA at a Penn State linebacker U. And I think was actually a surprise roster cut. I had Cabinda making this roster overall because I thought when you look at the past experience, also the depth at the linebacking position already, and when I heard that they cut Brandon Marshall, I was like, oh man, you almost got to keep Cabinda now. But he is currently on the Lions practice squad, and if the Raiders want to go out and get Cabinda, they can. What happened when Antonio Brown got released? I shouldn't say released. Yeah, released. They went out and got, Keelan Doss. You could see the exact same thing here with Jason Cabinda. So the Raiders, we're looking at Vontaze Burfict replacements, and this is what the Cabinda depth chart would look like. You got Whitehead, Morrow, and Cabinda. These would be your top 3 linebackers. And then filling in the space, you got Kyle Wilbur, who was a captain in 2018, but just not really all there from a talent standpoint. Does know the defense, does know personnel. Then you got Phillips, Allen, who've really only been on the team for less than 2 weeks. You add Cabinda, he at least knows his defense, a player who I know is going to grind it out for you. And between you and me, I like Cabinda a lot. A very good story on Hard Knocks. I know he's going to give everything he's got for the Raiders. And I mean, right now, that Lions defense, they look pretty good. And maybe they could get, maybe the Raiders could go out and get Cabinda. Let's continue the show here. We got Vontaze Burfict replacements. Number 3 on my list. Remember this name? Coney, a 2019 UDFA from Notre Dame. When Tom and I were sitting here live for the NFL Draft on our main chat sports channel, go check it out. Tom had Coney rated as a 4th-round linebacker. Now, Coney played okay in the preseason. To be honest, I was actually a little bit underwhelmed. I think he can show more. But he had 123 tackles last year at Notre Dame. Wasn't added to the practice squad, but here's another player who, coming out of the draft, I was pretty impressed with. And I thought was going to make this team and was going to be a surprise sleeper. So Coney is currently a free agent. And I think the Raiders would be intelligent to at least give this guy a call. You got to at least see where he's at. And if you can maybe go out and add Coney, who practiced with the team the entire offseason, who learned under Vontaze Burfict the entire offseason, you insert Coney now into this linebacking depth chart, and it really changes up a lot of things. So Coney is a Vontaze Burfict replacement. And between you and me, this one I really like. So Raiders, if you're watching, I hope so. Make sure you always go out and get Coney. Now, I saw this story the other day, and, we're going to get a little emotional here, so just kind of bear with me. I'm going to pin a comment on this video for the Vontaze Burfict linebacking replacements. This came out to me. You guys know that my dad's my best friend, and somebody put this out to me that my dude here unfortunately lost his father in a car crash, and they were planning to go to the Raiders versus Jags game. And I think having the platform that we have, I'm always telling you guys, hey, let's subscribe. Raider Nation is a family, so let's get him to the game. I asked if I could have permission to put this on the show. He said yes. So if you guys want to donate, I want you to click on the pinned link, okay? The pinned link that I'm going to put on this video after it gets uploaded. He needs $1,500 to go to the game. Currently, he's at $390. I donated my $20. All we need, if every single one of our subscribers donates $1, guess what? The kid's easily going to the game. He wants to basically take his dad, last memory, to the Oakland Raiders last game in Oakland. Raider Nation, we're a family. Let's help him get to the game. Let's raise $1,500. Currently at $390. I will put the link to his GoFundMe on the pinned comment of this video. Dude, between you and me, I'm sorry you lost your dad. I really, really hope that you can go to this game. I'll do everything I can to get you there. All right, let's go to number 4 now on our list. Vontaze Burfict replacements cut by the 49ers after the preseason. Remains unsigned. He did play for the Raiders back in 2015 and 2016. When I released my 9 free agents video about a week ago, I had Malcolm Smith on this list. Former Super Bowl MVP, and I think he could still at least be a spot starter. So the reason why Malcolm Smith, I believe, still remains unsigned is the injuries in the past. So he missed his entire 2017 season. When you look at past injuries, he's a player where if he's healthy, sure, you can go out and get a Malcolm Smith. But when I see the other names on this list like a Coney, when I see another name like a Brandon Marshall, I would rather have those players over a Malcolm Smith. But when fully healthy, Malcolm Smith is a pretty talented player. It's just, is he going to check out? Is he going to be a good player? And between you and me, the 49ers in the background, it's ugly. Doesn't look as good as my shirt here from Raider Nation Store. Use Mitch20 for the code. So here's the last 4 years, Malcolm Smith. 2017 did not play, torn pec muscle, benching too much. 2016, 103 tackles. 2015, 122 tackles. Malcolm Smith, we know, is a very talented player. 2018, though, only 35 tackles. Will the Raiders go out and get Malcolm Smith? How many Chucky heads? Let me know in the comments section. Let's go to my last Vontaze Burfict replacement. It's James Cowser. So, I had the Raiders cutting James Cowser, but he did play for the Raiders from 2016 to 2019, cut before the season began. The important thing here with Cowser is that he played linebacker and defensive end. Now, the Raiders haven't really been able to force a lot of pressure this season on the quarterback. Cleveland Ferrell, I need to see a little bit more out of him. Arden Key's been a huge disappointment. If there's been one player that's really stepped up on the defensive end, it's Max Crosby. Shout out to my dude. But if Cowser can at least come in and potentially play linebacker, potentially play defensive end if the Raiders need a help there. I think at least he helps this defense because he knows the history of the Raiders. He's been with the team the last few years, and it could be just a simple insert at depth because the Raiders are very, very thin now on defense. So here are my top 5 Vontaze Burfict replacements because the NFL has suspended Burfict for the entire 2019 season, including the playoffs. He will appeal, but if he loses that appeal, or even if he doesn't lose that appeal at this point, here are top 5 Vontaze Burfict replacements. At number 1, you got Brandon Marshall. Number 2 is Jason Cabinda. 3, Tavon Coney. Malcolm Smith at 4. God, I hate that 49ers on the screen. And James Cowser at number 5. Get the 49ers jersey off my screen. Top 5 Burfict replacements. Get us to 30K subscribers. The link is below. YouTube.com/Raiders Report. I want to get to 30K subscribers so we can continue to do more giveaways, more ticket giveaways. I'm already doing a Raiders vs. Lions ticket giveaway. I will do another Raiders vs. Lions ticket giveaway once I get to 30K subscribers. Okay? The link is below. It's a big red button. Just click it. And for everyone who's already a subscriber, do me a favor. Take that link, youtube.com/Raiders Report, and send it to your friends. Okay? Send it to as many Raider fans as you get. I want to continue to grow the best Raiders channel here. But the reason why we're the most watched Raiders channel is because of y'all. So continue to subscribe. Link is below, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.